Okay. Well, we couldn't really get the split screen to work, so we've just met over here at the Knox County Courthouse. We are outside of the building. I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera around and put my mask on so you can see Lori, our health department administrator, and we will give you the stay home order update for Knox County. Okay, you're live.
All right, very good. Right up on me. Let's not get crazy.
Okay. Okay. Lori, what's going on with the stay-home order here in Knox County?
Okay, so effective last night at 12:01, the governor's stay-at-home order for the state of Missouri went into effect. We already had a social distancing order in place here for the county, so many things are remaining the same with regard.
Start with our restaurants.
So our restaurants are going to be doing the same things. Carry out, curbside delivery. We're encouraging them to push the curbside and the delivery to just slow even more the traffic that's coming in and out the doors. But they are still operating under the same guidance. We were already doing those things. No in-house dining. And then a maximum of 10 with employees and owners should they have someone in the building. But absolutely no eating. Our convenience stores are going to be operating in the same way. Our grocery stores are still operating in the same way. Now, if you're visiting places like Walmart and Hy-Vee, there are corporate mandates going into place this morning from the national and state levels that indicate they can only have so many people per square foot in their building. So expect to see changes there on what they're allowing inside.
As far as the stay-home order, statewide that the governor has put into place on Friday, which went into effect at midnight, how is that changing from what we were seeing before? Like, what's the big difference?
It is mostly going to be traffic here in Edina or anywhere else. The only reason you should be getting in a vehicle to travel and go somewhere is if you're picking up those groceries, food supplies, necessities, seeking health care, or going to an essential workplace job. That seems to be the biggest question. What is an essential workplace? We're using the guidance put forth from the state, which is from the National Homeland Security Division, and that is on our Facebook webpage, Knox County Health Department Facebook webpage or Facebook page. You can pull that up and read through. It's a lot of reading, and I studied it all weekend. I ended up giving a call over to some of the other rural counties that had addressed stay-at-home previous to today, and they told me the main things that they felt like were outside that they had to contact the places were things like massage parlors, nail parlors, hair salons, antique shops, clothing shops. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I put it on our page last night, but for the most part, most of those places in Knox County had already chosen to close their doors and limit that traffic. So people had taken that independent responsibility previously, and we've been in touch with some this morning. I've had businesses calling saying, are we essential? And we're happy to walk through that with you and help you make that decision. You can also appeal it to the Department of Economic Development at the state level. Another question I've had is with regard to agriculture and livestock and those types of things. I want to reiterate to people that we are happy to advise and educate, talk to your businesses about how to spread out, how to protect yourselves and your employees. But at the end, complaints have to be distributed to the Department of Agriculture. They are regulating all farm and farm-related activity. They call it farm to table. So our food distributions that are going to go on in the county, our livestock markets, anything like that, we are educating, we are advising, but we are not regulating. Those need to go up the chain to the Department of Agriculture.
Okay, and do you want to just talk about the uptick in positive cases in Missouri and where we're seeing most of, Missouri's
yes, the concentration. I have checked daily. I may not be posting that anymore daily because I really want Knox Countyans to focus on that COVID is out there. Because we have not identified a positive case, that does not mean we don't have it. I don't want you to have a false sense of security about what you're doing. the concentration of cases that seems to be exploding are in St. Louis County, Springfield Greene County, and it's multiplying rapidly, and the healthcare resources are, if we talk to our friends and counterparts in public health as well as nursing friends of mine down there, they're beginning to see the increase and the heightened things that you're hearing about on TV that people are worried about. So for all those out there that are wondering if COVID is here, COVID is here. Is it hitting Knox County like it's hitting those metro areas? Not at this time. But we have to remember that people in the metros are stacked on top of one another. They are in apartment buildings. They are on the streets together, the transit together. Essential workers are taking public transportation. So the job ahead of them with regard to that is, and the mitigating and keeping people apart is much different than what we have here in Knox County, Missouri. We have the ability to mitigate and ward off some of this stuff with the space and the spread that we have. We have yards that we can play in. We don't have to go to parks and share them with thousands of people. So stay home. Utilize your homes. I think the biggest thing the biggest challenge that we're facing and that we see most people facing is this idea that households should not mingle. We are coming into Easter week, which is a time when families gather. Grown children bring their children and everybody gets together. This should not be occurring. We want you to enjoy the outdoors, but we do not want households mingling. The more we mingle households, the more exposures we have. You know, enjoy the outdoor activity with people in your immediate household. Enjoy the dinners with people in your immediate household. But for this year, we need to ward off some of this inner-house mingling. That's where we're going to see a problem here.
And then also, I mean, we've noticed, like I've personally noticed an uptick in out-of-town visitors. People are coming up from St. Louis. People are coming down from other states north of us, hunters and visitors, maybe people trying to get out of the city because it is so chaotic and uncertain and so many such a high risk of testing positive. What do the people of Knox County need to know about how to handle if people, if they're having visitors or...
Right. So you knew that this was my concern several weeks ago. We were talking about that we were not only going to be facing the holiday out-of-towners, but also the hunting out-of-towners. Right now there is nothing in place that says hunters can't go about hunting. But I'm going to give you the same advice I've been giving you for several weeks, which is enjoy hunting in Knox County. If you've got farms, please go to them and hunt. But if you can avoid bringing out-of-towners in to hunt your property, now is the time to do it. And the governor's stay-at-home order, and a couple of weeks ago, my concern was that St. Louis County, Gasconade County, Boone County, they had already put stay-at-home orders in place. When stay-at-home orders are in place, that does not mean get in your car and go to a place where a stay-at-home order is not in place. Individuals from Illinois, your governor has had a stay-at-home order in place for quite some time. Enjoy the outdoor recreation opportunities where you live, and that applies to us here in Knox County. But do not leave your place of immediate residence and travel out to these rural areas thinking that your ability to experience life is going to be greater when you get here. We're all trying to do the same things. It's a uniform guidance now. Enjoy the hunting in the county where you live, but I'm not encouraging people to travel and go out and mix and mingle. There's always the opportunity for stopping along the way, more encounters. And I said this morning, why up the potential need for resources that are already limited in a rural area? Let's not have to overutilize our law enforcement. Let's not have to overutilize the healthcare resources that we have. Let's just stay where we need to be, follow the governor's order, follow the county orders that are in place. As for hunters who are here, we're getting a lot of calls with complaints. We're encouraging those hunters to stay within their own parties, to stay within their own campsites, not to be mingling from campsite to campsite, not to be visiting all the people that every year love to see them come, and I'm some of those people. But this year, it's just not possible. So come to your property, whether it's leased, rent, or owned. Enjoy it, but don't mix and mingle. Take advantage of curbside delivery at the local grocery store. Take advantage of curbside delivery at our local restaurants. And, you know, stay to yourselves. That's just what we need to do. You're coming out of areas where we have no idea what's going on, and you're coming into a county where we have, you know, right now no positives on the map, but we're sure that it's more than likely here somewhere. We just haven't found it. So utilize those same things that all of our travelers are doing. And while we're talking about that, our snowbirds, we put out a message to the snowbirds. I've said before, this is the time of year when some of my favorite Knox Countyans return home from the winter. They are checking in, they're making sure that their households are stocked, and they are all self-monitoring and self-volunteering and doing the responsible things. So hunters should be no different. We all need to do the responsible thing.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
I really don't. I just, you know, want to drive home again. If you have people that are hopping from household to household and enjoying close time together, please find an alternative. You know, call each other, FaceTime each other. I'm seeing these watch parties and these social parties that they're doing on FaceTime. I think they're great. The happy hours that are techno, Facebook oriented, I think are great. We have to pick a household and we have to stay in it, mingle in it, and not be cross-household mingling. And while I'm at it, I know people are going to be disappointed. I'm one of the people who have enjoyed the cruise nights and things like that. But for the short term, the governor's order will mandate that we don't have social gatherings like that, even if they're in cars. The only reason you should be on your car and on the road is to do a necessary thing, which is healthcare and resource gathering or work. So please abide by that, and let's just hope this thing comes to a quick end and we can all get back to the lives that we want to live.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and... You're welcome. Okay, so finally able to get this interview out. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and start cross-sharing it on some of our other Facebook pages. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Echo Menges here at the on the north side of the Knox County Courthouse. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thanks again for watching.